E3 Day 2 is now done. We just got done with dinner, and now it's time to discuss the smorgasbord of Switch games that we saw today. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from Switch Force. Gabe is here, and we're both here in front of you, looking lovely, and with some high-quality camera equipment here, thanks to our good friend Philip. We're ready to talk about what we saw today. So Nintendo booth was yesterday. If you missed the video, go check it out. We discussed Luigi's Mansion, Link's Awakening, Pokemon Sword and Shield, all the heavy hitters. Today was a little bit more of a third-party focus.
Yeah, and I wanted to make sure to thank the people that stopped us.
Oh, for sure.
A bunch of people stopped and said hi. Some pictures were taken. Some sadness was given when they found out that we already hired a couple people. That was cool. I just wanted to give him a shout in particular. So, yeah, we met some cool people.
Yeah, we're always so appreciative when anyone stops us or has any kind of words. It's the most rewarding part of any of this is like knowing that it had a positive impact on somebody or you like what we did. So thank you to everybody. If you're watching this and you were at the show today or you've ever stopped us in the past, super appreciate it.
Stop us in the future.
I also appreciate Nintendo doling out their area in sets of 5 because Nintendo typically has very long lines. To go play Luigi's Mansion 3, long line. Yep. Sword and Shield, long line. Link's Awakening, long line. But their middle area, which houses much of their third-party content, Wolfenstein Youngblood, Resident Evil 5, Mario and Sonic the Olympic Games, you get in a short line and you get to play 5 games.
Yeah, that line was like really short. I got through it in about less than half an hour. Yeah, so...
And you get 5 just for one wait.
Yeah, you get to play 5 games. Now, some of the games in there had some lines. The Silk Song line in particular, like once you're in there, like the game's right there. I was like, oh, I get to play it. There's like an empty like kiosk. I was like, oh, like right away, awesome.
I think they kind of have you on like a non-formal time limit. Like they're probably like when they expect you to leave or kind of like start escorting you out and then bringing in a new group. But we did get to play a lot of stuff, and we started with Wolfie Youngblood.
Yes, okay, you had already played it. Mm-hmm. Now we played a co-op together on Switch.
Yes.
My big question...
Pro controller.
Yes, pro controller. Gyro.
Non-gyro.
Okay. My big question was going to be, hey, does this like look notably better than what they did last time? I feel like they've just like maxed out.
It looks the same. It's still got that blur.
Yeah.
And we were talking about this because I would almost rather them just go like
less
worse
detail.
Graphics, but crisp and clean versus better visuals, but have that blur. Like, it's fine, but especially blown up on the TVs and as close as we were.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, okay, just go detailed and instead of this... just got like a film over it.
Yeah, but no, we really liked it.
Oh, yeah.
I want to say that. Like, I love the co-op structure of it. Zach and I got to play together.
Which was really fun.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I'm kind of like soured a little bit on the Wolfenstein formula, but the co-op like reinvigorates it tremendously.
Yeah, and I want to see like just like how the structure of the entire game is. But from what we did play, it wasn't a very long level. We got through it pretty quickly. I was like, oh man, this is over.
It's a little easy with 2.
Yeah, well, 2 if you know what you're doing and stuff. I mean,
you never played.
Yeah, but I've played a lot of Wolfenstein in the past.
Yeah.
It's Wolfenstein. It's totally Wolfenstein. The cutscene looked good. I thought that looked like really like nice.
Yeah.
It was still like slightly blurry. But if you had zero problems with the way that Wolfenstein 2 ran on Switch, you're gonna have zero problems with this. Yeah. There was some stuttering, but they were saying it's an older build anyways. So.
Well, and I could be crazy, but I felt like it was easier to control and aim in this than it was in New Colossus.
I haven't played New Colossus in a while. I played Doom recently. New Colossus I haven't played in it's been months at this point.
I don't know if the settings were just tweaked really good, like the sensitivity settings, but I felt like I was able to not do the strafe aim that I have to do in Doom and Wolfenstein. I feel like I was able to actually use the right stick some more. I will say that it was a bit odd going from playing it on a high-powered PC rig and then playing it on Switch. Obviously, it's not going to look as good, but the fun is still retained, and it's serviceable enough. I'm going to get it on Switch so we can play with all the people that we know and love that have Switches.
Yeah. I mean, but I feel like at this point, we don't even need to say that. Like, that if you want it to look good, you go play on another platform. If you care more about the portability and maybe playing with some other friends that have a Switch, get on Switch.
Let's spend a moment then on the content, because I do like how you pick a character and then you kind of get a more specified loadout, cool. And then you get ability points to spend, and you can each kind of spec your character how you like. They've got the heal system that we can heal each other, but we have shared lives, and if those run out, then we go back to the beginning of the level, and you can collect more lives. So I'm excited to see the overarching structure of the game that we know is more open. I think this is going to be one of the best co-op experiences on Switch this year, and it's not full price.
That's the best part. And I didn't even know about the customization. Like, we were like sitting there on the screen, I was like, oh, what's this? And you mess with some of the, I know they're not outfits, but that's what I'm going to call them. I don't know what they're called.
There's like some
the exoskeletons.
Helmet customization, color of your outfit, starting weapon.
Which doesn't matter a ton for a first-person shooter, but still, I mean,
it's cool. It's nice. It's playing into that co-op nature, and the fact that this is out in July and for $40, I like it.
it's super soon. I don't know, Zach. You and I are gonna finish this thing. You cannot escape.
How many hours do you think it's gonna be?
You gotta help me out. How many hours do I think it's gonna be? I don't know.
10?
8, 10? Yeah, that's what I would think, because it's not full price.
They say it has a lot of content, so.
Yeah.
Well, to me, that was the cream of the third-party crop that we played on Switch.
I think it's something else.
Oh my goodness! Want to move to it?
Well, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. Well, before we get there, let's go. We did one more co-op experience. We played Resident Evil 5 on Switch.
Yeah.
It surprisingly looked okay. Like, it looked decent.
It visually like that looks prettier than Wolfenstein.
not better, prettier because it's crisp.
Yeah,
so
it's
let's
not
be
blurry.
clear. It doesn't look better. It just looks it's crisper. I forgot what it's like to go back to a stop and pop shooter where you are literally locked in place as you pop.
But you played Resident Evil 4 recently,
and I did not have fun.
I didn't even mess with the control. Look, you know what these games are, right?
Yeah, it just.
If you forgot, because these are old, Resident Evil 5 is not a new game. It was
It's
cool to
older
be
than I
able to
thought.
play co-op, right next to you.
Yeah.
The screens are right next
You
to each
got
other.
the hang of it after a while.
Yeah.
It's tricky to go from Wolfenstein, which is so fast-paced and so fluid, and then you're going to go play Resident Evil 5 where you're like, bam, 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 and aiming with the laser reticle. Like,
Wait, do you think it's $30?
yeah, oh yeah.
Do you think 6 gets more expensive? 6 wasn't there at the show?
Maybe they go 40 for both of these.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking they're going a little more expensive for this.
But at the same time, Gabe, they're both still like last-gen games.
Yeah.
So it'd be fine to charge 30. Maybe they're all 30.
I mean, I hope so, but, just did it bring back any fond memories of the game? Because you liked it back in the day.
I really did like it when I played it initially. It's very hard for me to get past the locked-in-place shooting.
So,
and the control scheme is like, and it's what it was, but I forgot how awkward that control scheme is.
I get used to it so quickly.
The reload with the trigger plus...
muscle memory kicked in right away, like for me. And we got to the chainsaw boss, like, so I knew exactly what was going on. There were certain segments where I was like, hey, Zach, come here. Like, we didn't need to be doing like so much of what we were doing. But if you know what to expect, if you're not expecting like a modern controlling Resident Evil game, it's still a really fun co-op experience. You can do it online.
That's like the saving grace, I think, is the fact that it is co-op, local and online.
Yeah.
So if Resident Evil 4, you've either played it a million times or it doesn't float your boat and you want something co-op, it would be so much more recommendable at 20. That's not going to be the case at all. It might even be double that.
Yeah.
But it looked good.
Yeah, it did. For sure.
All right, get to the one that you think is better than Youngblood.
I didn't play it on Switch is a problem.
Oh. This is the one I'm jealous of.
To me, that was like super cool. All right, Darksiders Genesis is what I'm talking about. So you didn't even know what I was talking about. We're going to get to the other cool games. I thought so much today was cool, honestly. All right, so I played Darksiders Genesis. I played on PC, though.
So let's clarify. So this is their spin-off that's like a Diablo-type experience. It has War and Strife. First time Strife has been playable in any capacity.
Do you know what Strife is like at all?
No.
Strife is like funny. Strife has like... He reminds me a little bit of like the...
Of me.
No, of the Mark Hamill character in Darksiders, like the one that's with War.
Oh yeah.
I forget his name.
Yeah, I'm blanking on it as well.
Yeah, he reminds me of him. Like his attitude, his quips. Volgrim. Yeah, I think that's right.
Volcrum.
No, that's from The Office.
Volgrim.
Vikram.
Volgrim, I think, might be from Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Regardless, you guys know who I'm talking about.
It's with a V.
Yeah, it's the Mark Hamill character. Doesn't matter. All right, so. Strife behaves like that. He's like funny. He's always like making fun of War. Like at one point, there's like this like object. He's like, "No, you touch it." Like I don't want to touch it. You get to switch at any given moment. The controls are way more complex than like
between War and Strife. Correct?
Yeah. I'm sure you can play co-op. That's not what I was doing. I played. So the abilities are mapped to a bumper, and then after that, the face buttons. Mm-hmm. One of the abilities happens to be just switch characters, and their abilities are cool. You can upgrade stuff. There's all these collectibles. I played through a dungeon, and I played a boss. What surprised me the most was that a lot of the animations for like the finishing attacks and stuff, you know how in the original Darksiders, you're finishing off an enemy, and then like, B will pop up for you to do a finishing move. Right. The exact same finishing moves from those games are in this.
Oh, interesting.
So like that like that impaling move that War does in the original Darksiders, and they're like, oh, dude, this is the exact same animation. Of course, perspective is different because this is like top down, the camera's further, but it does zoom in a bit. Other surprise, a lot of traversal. You climb pillars, you jump from area to area. There was even this like little like rhythmic section where you had to like jump and then use like a hook shot and then like glide, and then you have to do it super quick because you have to move that lever and then you like jump right like back. It was really, really cool. I wasn't expecting that. I fully thought this was just like a Diablo experience, and it's like a little bit more than that. I'm sure like Diablo's like still like way more quality, and this was like a demo, so I'm gonna withhold judgment, but I had way more fun than I thought.
Well, I'm going to ask you a multi-part question here. Part A is, whenever you do a game in this styling, you're competing against Diablo almost instantly.
Yeah.
In terms of the button inputs, the smooth flow of the controls, and just kind of the gameplay in general, that's part A. Did it compare to Diablo? And then part B is, does it do anything different or different enough to feel like a worthy game to sit aside something like Diablo rather than trying to just be Diablo?
Okay, the one thing that I will say that isn't like Diablo at all, like the loot is like not anywhere. Like you don't have like all this like armor and things. I don't think.
Really?
Yeah, not as far as
Could you go into the menus and like check what you?
Yeah, like yeah.
There's just not a lot of pieces.
Yeah, as far as not what I saw, I collected like pieces to upgrade your health and stuff like that. Like that's the type of stuff you're looking for.
You are looting weapons though, correct?
No. You have your
no
weapons.
Loot.
No weapons. So that's what I'm saying. Like that's
a bummer.
That's what separates it from Diablo. But there's like abilities and stuff you pick up. You can use like different ones of those. So
but like control wise, input.
Yes, it's just as good. All right.
Okay.
So with these top down, usually the right stick you aim and you have a projectile attack. For Strife, it's like it's a gun. For War, it's a like that glaive that he always uses. There's even a charged up version of that. Like there's two ammo types, like one like normal and one like powered up one. So each of them have that. On top of that, different abilities for each of them. They have 3 with way more unlockable. I pulled up the ability like radio wheel. There's like 4 like different slots that were like missing. So there is like upgrade stuff. So it controls pretty comparable, honestly. I think it was like you can jump. You can't like.
It's weird to me there's no loot though. So is a better comparison more like Lara Croft and the Temple of Light? Like is that?
It's not that simple.
But that's a puzzle-heavy experience with no.
There's puzzles
loot.
in this too. That's surprising.
So is that a better comparison than Diablo, since you're not having the loot loop of getting new items and getting
I would maybe say that, because this isn't like as much an RPG as Diablo is.
Okay.
Like this has like probably.
I mean, I love that Lara Croft game. So if it's like that, I mean, those are really fun co-op though. So I'd be curious to see if this plays well.
You mentioned the puzzle elements. Like there is this one section where like there's like lava like coming after you. You have to like go the correct way. Traversal. It's not so much like brain puzzles. It's more like traversal puzzles is what they ended up being. But the fact that they carried that over from the main series, because that's like such an important pillar in what these games are, I found that to be really interesting. I had like close to no interest in this game, and now
it's a 30 as well.
Yeah, it's a cheaper game. Yeah.
So it's really neat.
Super. The boss fight was fun.
I mean, how was that? Was it pattern based or just like hack and slash damage?
It's just giant monster who is like spawning enemies, and you gotta just like go and it's not hack and slash. I wouldn't even call it that, because I wanted to keep my distance, because so many of the attacks like had this like wide range of effect. Like
I have to go play it tomorrow. I want to see what it's like, and there was no line. So
yeah, I hope you like it as much as I do. It's tucked away. Like I don't know if very many people got to play it, but here's the thing. I'm not saying it's like the best game or anything, but for what it is, at its price point for that genre,
could be a really cool addition.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, we'll take any third party, anything we can get.
Yeah,
we saw more third party. Let's start with Dauntless.
Dauntless, free to play Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter Lite, right?
Yeah, Monster Hunter Lite, free to play.
It just came to PS4 and Xbox One. It's been doing super well there.
Yeah, they're saying it's coming in the fall, so it's
it's delayed, or not delayed, but
it's just not. It's a delayed release.
Off in the fall. But another free-to-play game to add to the armada of awesome free-to-play that Switch now houses.
Okay. I'm going to touch on this problem, and this isn't a problem with the game, it's a problem with Switch. The problem with that is the lack of communication. Right, I'm standing there with
voice chat.
Yeah, I'm sitting there with 3 other strangers, and you want to communicate, and because you can see everyone's health in the corner, and I want to say hey, I'm gonna drop this item that it has a area effect healing
health
thing,
boost,
come over here, but and I expect that's how it's gonna work when I have it at home.
Yeah,
I don't know how they monetize that game. I've never played it before today, but the enemy that we fought had a ton of health, very Monster Hunter like. And it was cool, class-based. There's some fun abilities. And visually, you know what it reminded me of a lot? Fortnite and Realm Royale. It looks just like that.
I thought it looked rough on the Switch because I've seen it on PC, and I thought it looked a little rough.
But so do those other games I just mentioned. Like they have even like a similar art style. Honestly,
I've heard great things about it. I have not played it, but it was funny because I was playing Monster Hunter World Iceborne. You were playing Dauntless on Switch.
I do it for you guys.
Really wish that MHW was over on Switch. We are eventually getting a dedicated Monster Hunter game, but in the meantime,
we think
at a free to play.
That's what Tail said. Who knows?
Pikmin said. At free to play, it's like hard to argue. Like, give it a go.
It's fun. It is fun. I'll say that if you have friends that you can maybe hop on a like Discord call or a server with, and you guys can like get through some stuff. I don't know what the structure of the game's like at all. The game bores Zach to death. No, I'm joking.
So sorry.
Yeah,
E3's long.
No, but I wanted to ask you, like, do you have any idea? Like, do you just like jump in a lobby and just go from monster to monsters, or more like areas? Like, because the demo was just a boss fight.
It's more bounty hunting, I believe, but I think there are hubs, so it's more fleshed out than just picking a boss from a menu.
Sure.
Speaking of flesh, you've been very excited for Dead by Daylight. You had a chance to go hands on with that.
I love that game. Like, that's just like a fun game that I play often, anyways, on PC.
Right.
That, and I'm gonna go back to the same problem with Dauntless. You know,
communication.
On PC, you want to communicate. Like if you see like a team, like if you're playing as the survivors, you see a teammate like run by you. You're like, hey, come help me with the generator. We got to get this generator going. They run right by you, and there are buttons to like point things. Like you can like do things. They try to figure it out, but speaking is so much better. I was the only person that escaped.
Did it control well?
It controls really well
because you're playing handheld, right?
Yeah. I played handheld. Which looked really good.
Did it?
I wasn't expecting.
Because remember the trailer, like
it looks bad.
Horrible.
I think it looks bad docked. Handheld, like since the screen's smaller, like there's like less like detail. I guess it's like a lower resolution, but since the screen is so much smaller,
right? It looks a little better.
Yeah, it looks better.
And it's important to point out that the Wolfenstein Youngblood build that we played, they said was 4 to 5 months old.
Yeah, so I think that's gonna look better.
Maybe the blur will be a little bit reduced in the final July version.
Let me go back to Dead by Daylight for a second. It's really fun. That type of multiplayer, you've been told this before. I think you would actually like if you gave it a chance.
I played it.
No, but on Switch, maybe you like it there. It was a little weird. Like the skill check is like on a button. Like
I can't stop yawning.
It's okay. These games.
Sorry.
That's what I'm here for today.
No, I'm not saying the games are boring. It's just
I made sure to ask them like, hey, when this comes out, is all the DLC going to be included? Because you know how excited I am for the Scream DLC. They said, yeah, as soon as it's on Switch, everything's there. And they're going to try to keep parity as much as they can.
Yeah, it's been announced for September 24th, so that's another pretty coming soon. Like, the summer months are, in some ways, better than the fall months this year. Like, obviously,
it's a weird year.
Yes, Luigi is awesome in Pokemon. Those are the top two. But the fact that we get Mario Maker 2, Mua 3, Fire Emblem, this, like, Youngblood, a lot is coming.
Town at some point. I don't know. It's probably not in the summer.
Probably not in the summer.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a packed few months. I'm glad that you liked it. I'm glad that you finally get to realize this like cult favorite game of yours.
Yeah, having dude, I'm so excited for Ghostface. I'm gonna play it on PC. But when it comes because it's out in like a week and a half on PC.
Oh.
Yeah, the
okay.
game's not out yet on Switch for till September.
Right.
So we have some time. By that time, I'm gonna be like one of the coolest people. I felt so proud because I was the only person to escape the killer, and the killer was like experienced.
Oh.
Like they made sure like, hey, he knows how to play. So everyone else failed. I found a hatch. I got out. It was fun.
You're a champ. You're
I
a
am.
champ.
Representing Switch Force just for you.
Thank you. Much appreciated. Hope you keyed in your initials at the end.
Yeah. Gabe was here.
That's what we saw on Switch today. We saw a bunch of other things. If you want to hear about them, probably go check out Explode Gaming. I'll put a link in the description. We'll talk about that at some point soon. But I got to see Dying Light 2.
Oh, no, keep it.
Got to see Dying Light. I'm tired, man. Dying Light 2, Monster Hunter Iceborne, and my current game of show, Control. Control should be on Switch. Remedy, the Microsoft thing? Put Alan Wake and Quantum Break on Switch. That would be great.
Well, just
Control probably can't. It's got so many...
Yeah,
Control is crazy on PC.
Keep Quantum away. Just give me Alan.
Alan Wake would be a great...
Just give me Alan Wake.
Microsoft... I'm still like... Let's talk about that for a split second. I'm shocked that Ori or something from Microsoft didn't come.
Yes, it did. We got multiple Microsoft things.
Minecraft Dungeons.
Yeah.
I'm talking about... But like we thought...
Banjo.
We really thought that like another like Cuphead-esque experience would be coming to Switch.
Yeah. I still feel like Ori comes at some point. I think they're
Maybe.
working very hard on having Will of the Wisp. That game, man. Why is it so...
No, let's not talk about Xbox.
Okay, we should talk about some Breath of the Wild 2 stuff.
Oh yeah, Aonuma had a pretty interesting set of interviews.
Yeah.
And
He had a lot to say.
Well, the first one I thought was funny was they asked about, is like Zelda going to be a playable character? And he was like, oh, why are you asking that? And they,
We've never heard this.
I think the statute of limitations is up, but just in case it's not, spoilers, for the end of the game, so we won't go into it. But they said why, Zelda, and he was like, oh, well, we can't talk about that. And then they asked how many playable characters are in the game, and they said also we can't talk about that either, given that, there's some champions and different things that might factor in to some character swapping. You don't buy it?
I hope people don't hate me for this. I don't want to play as anyone else.
You just want to be Link the whole way through?
Forever.
Forever.
That's what Zelda games are. To me. Of course, change is inevitable, and, with change, good things happen. I know a lot of people have been wanting to play as Zelda for a very long time, and if Zelda's playable, cool. I don't mind it.
It feels like a thing they would do.
I just don't want to, be forced.
She cut her hair short.
Yeah,
She's ready to go.
Whatever. People are speculating, could there be co-op?
Ooh,
I don't see it.
That would take my hype super high.
I don't see it. But, the question's been asked.
I don't see it either, really.
The question's been asked. So I want to they confirmed it's going to be the same Hyrule.
Which is interesting.
I'm sure something's going to be different. It's I don't think it's going to be the exact same map.
When they say same Hyrule, do you think they're referring to, the same period in time, the same general structure? Versus the exact same maps, exact same locations.
Well, because at the end of Breath of the Wild, certain places that weren't around are back.
Yeah.
So
I just wonder. To me, that's such a nuanced response. I wonder specifically what he meant.
I would bet all my money and all my gold coins in the world that it's not the exact same map. Or maybe not only the exact same map. Maybe it's expanded upon. Maybe there's this weird alternate dimension. Who knows?
It would feel so weird if it was just different quests in the exact same areas, exact same structure and pathings. That feels hard to believe. Maybe it's the same, but then there's some cataclysmic event at the beginning that throws things into a different way.
We just fixed the last cataclysm. There's one more.
or you start there and then you get transported somewhere else.
Yeah, he made sure to note that this is darker.
Yeah, they
even darker than Majora's Mask, which is pretty dark.
Well, and they made the comparison that Breath of the Wild 1 would be akin to Ocarina of Time in their minds, and Breath of the Wild 2 would be akin to Majora's Mask.
Yeah, but
probably no moon crashing into Hyrule nor time limits. But
speaking of inspirations and kinships, I thought this was at first a mistranslation, but then they came back and said this is kind of inspired by Red Dead 2 a little bit,
which is so weird.
I can't imagine.
I can't understand because they said Breath of the Wild 1 was inspired by Skyrim and Breath of the Wild 2 is inspired by RDR2. What elements of RDR2? The camp?
I have no idea. Well, there's already
or is it that you're more? What do you think it's about? More the brotherhood, and so that you are going to have maybe a team, or at least you and Zelda kind of going through this together, and maybe story and plot wise, that's what they're referencing.
It's possible.
Because what else would it be? Heists? Holding up trains? The trains of Hyrule?
Yeah, we're gonna rob.
Maybe you're just horsing around the whole time.
Yeah, horsing around from BoJack Horseman. No. You don't need. That's not good. No, but I'm still really excited to see what this ends up being. Co-op, probably not.
What's our current release window speculation at this point?
2021.
So a full. The smart boy in me says that, but then there's a part of me that thinks that this is what they're lining up against Scarlet and PS5. That would be fall of next year.
I don't see it. I don't see it.
It's taking them a million years for Pikmin, so maybe they can do Breath of the Wild 2 in a couple. Metroid Prime ain't ready next year.
I've seen so many jokes on Twitter about how people want Breath of the Wild 2 so fast. They're oh, you don't have it ready in 3 months? How dare you?
I'm over here waiting for Pikmin for a decade.
It's gonna take a while. I think 2021 is the earliest. I think I could be wrong.
Yeah, it's so hard to know because we don't beyond Animal Crossing. Obviously, Metroid Prime is a far off. It's a planet that you don't have fuel for.
Bayonetta 3, baby. Don't give me that face.
It's not first party in the same
way.
They're
publishing,
but it's not in the same way as I'm talking about the tentpole. I don't know that Nintendo can put out another Pokemon game next fall. And
no, they can't unless it's Stadium.
So it's either Breath of the Wild 2, something new Mario, or Kart. Something's got to anchor the fall next year.
There's a bunch of stuff they can do. We keep talking about Strikers. We keep talking.
No, but major.
Strikers isn't major.
No, wait, that's not a November game.
Why not?
It's got to be a Breath of the Wild, a Mario, or a Kart. To me, it's one of those three. If you're not going to measure Prime,
dude, they can't have one of those forever. They can't have this tremendous quadruple. I'm saying they can't hit their giant franchises over and over and over and over again. At some point, they run out.
I just don't know what do you anchor the Switch fall next year with if it's not Metroid, Mario, Zelda, or Kart? And it's obviously not Smash.
Season 2 of Smash characters.
Oh, they could though.
Gina, what up?
Splatoon 3.
I wish.
It's big enough in the East to carry that mantle.
I'm gonna say this to you. This has nothing to do with Day 2 anymore. I'd rather have Splatoon 3 than Pikmin 4. I love Splatoon. It's wrapping up.
Man.
Last
we
Splatfest.
just got Splatoon.
Give it to me again.
Gabe, you're crushing me over here.
It's okay. You'll be alright.
Pikmin is so good.
I'm not saying it isn't.
You have a Splatoon experience on Switch.
Give me another
Be
one.
generous. Let me have Pikmin.
You get a lot.
What did I get this year? Didn't get Strikers. Didn't get Pikmin. Didn't even get Animal Crossing.
Move on. All right.
We played a lot of third-party games today. What was your highlight of the day?
My surprise of the day was Darksiders.
Yeah.
It's probably my highlight of the day, too. That game was
that's
fun.
Cool. I mean, Youngblood, I think, is going to be really good on Switch.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that Bethesda is bringing their current games to the platform. Bravo! It's not like we're talking about Wolfenstein 1 coming. This isn't a Resident Evil 5 situation.
It already did.
Wolfie 1 is not on Switch.
Yes. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. Yeah, it's 2.
So they're bringing some new titles. Give them some applause. I mean, it's impressive. It runs pretty darn well. I'm excited to play it. It's out soon. It's a lower price. Genesis, I got to get my hands on, though. So tomorrow, I'm going to go do that. We're going to scrounge the show floor for anything else Switch. If you got any like smaller titles or littler experiences that we should seek out, I really want to play Minecraft Dungeons.
Is that there somewhere?
People played it, but they said like they were all like not demoing anymore. I inquired.
I mean, I looked around and I mean,
it's just hard to make an appointment for something you don't know.
You know what I want to play again? I want to play Mu again.
Really?
I want to use different characters. I want to like get it a little bit into like
go in the menus more.
Yeah, because we didn't get to
it's there in that short.
No, they're not.
Oh, it's a separate line.
Yeah, it's a separate.
No, it's part of it, dude.
Yeah,
it's
but
on the sheet.
So is Silksong.
Yeah, you just got to go do this first, I think.
No, so is Silksong. And there was a separate line. I'm telling you, they said it was capped that they weren't letting anybody else.
I understand, but it's a separate line within that middle section.
Yeah,
you get in the middle section, and then just go play that first.
Yeah, I guess, but you got to make sure there's no line. Doesn't matter.
It's fine. Maybe we'll check it out again for you tomorrow. If not, we have direct feed gameplay that'll be going up that you can check out and enjoy for yourself. Let us know what you're enjoying.
Full roster. Just saying, 33 characters.
It's a small roster.
33? It's a lot.
I thought it was gonna be like 50.
Well, DLC's coming. Fantastic Four.
Inhumans.
Yeah, we have 2 Inhumans in it already. 1, 2. The dog counts.
All right. Okay, anyhow, thanks so much. Let us know your favorite thing that you saw on day 2 and anything that you want us to go see on day 3, the final day.
I feel like there's like a moon over us.
I mean, there sure is right now. It's late, so we're going to go. Thanks so much for watching. Have a fantastic day. For myself and Gabe, we love you. Appreciate everyone that stopped us. See more of you tomorrow. Until then, Switch Force